Welcome to Module 4 of our Executive Coaching and Mentoring Program. I'm Dr. Rauna Shipena, and I'm thrilled to guide you through this month's journey. In Week 1, we focus on executive presence and professional confidence. Week 2 transitions into establishing trust and credibility. Week 3 covers conflict navigation, leading into Week 4, where we master leadership communication and boardroom engagement. Our coaching focus this month centers on refining your executive confidence, communication style, and presence in high-level forums. In our mentorship sessions, we'll navigate boardroom dynamics, senior stakeholder management, and ethical leadership politics. Your deliverables include self-assessments, reflection papers, and a strategic presentation to demonstrate your leadership maturity. By the end of Module 4, you will communicate with authority and demonstrate visible executive readiness for any boardroom. Let's begin this transformation. I look forward to seeing your growth in our upcoming sessions.
Hey everyone, and welcome back. First off, a huge congratulations on making it to month 4. Seriously, great job. You spent the last 3 months building this incredible foundation in strategy and planning. And now we get to the really fun part, learning how to show up and lead with real influence. Let's dive right in.
And of course, a big thank you to our partners, Dr. Rauna Shipena's Mentoring and Coaching and Kingdom Ambassadors University. We're so grateful for their commitment to shaping the next generation of leaders just like you. I want you to think about the last 3 months like this. You were in the garage building a powerful, high-performance engine for a car. You learned how to think, how to plan, all the nuts and bolts. Well, this month, we're handing you the keys. It's all about getting behind the wheel, steering with confidence, and really showing everyone how you handle the road. So the big picture for this month is really a shift in focus. We're moving from all that internal work, the thinking, the planning, to the external work. We're talking about your personal delivery, your impact, and how people actually see you as a leader the second you walk into a room. Which brings us to the big question for this week. We hear this phrase thrown around all the time, right? Executive presence. But what does it actually mean? It can feel a little, mysterious or vague. Well, don't worry, we're about to make it crystal clear. Let's decode this thing. We're going to strip away all the corporate jargon, all the complicated ideas, and get right to the heart of what this is all about. We're keeping it simple and super practical. Okay, I love this slide because it just cuts right through all the confusion. So often, people think executive presence means being arrogant or being the loudest, most dominant person in the room. Nope, it's not that at all. It's about a quiet confidence. It's not about your fancy title. It's about how you act in a way that makes people trust you. It's that perfect blend of authority and approachability that makes people feel safe and inspired by your leadership. And we can break it down into a really simple foundation. Just think of these 3 C's. First, credibility. Are you believable? Do people trust that you know your stuff? Second, clarity. Can you explain your ideas simply? No jargon, just purpose. And third, consistency. This is a big one. Do you do what you say you're going to do every single time? Get these 3 right, and you've built the bedrock of a real presence. Now that foundation leads us right into our next big idea, what I call the executive reality. This is all about the crucial difference between what you can do and whether people are actually willing to follow you while you do it. See, on one side, you have your competence. That's your resume, your skills, your experience. It basically answers the question, can you do the job? But on the other side, you have confidence. That's your self-belief, your calm, especially when things get stressful. And that answers a totally different and maybe even more important question. Do I trust you to lead me when the pressure is on? And here it is, the simple formula that brings it all together. Your skills, your competence, that's just the price of admission to get in the game. But when you add trust, that feeling you create with your competence and your character, that is where true executive presence is born. It's got to be both. And this is so important to remember. As you move up in your career, everyone just expects you to be competent. That's a given. What they're really watching for, what they're evaluating, is your confidence under pressure. They're looking to see if you have the presence to lead. That's what really sets senior leaders apart. Okay, so we've got the what and the why. Now, let's get super practical with the how. How can you start building this presence right now, today? We're going to focus on one of the most visible places you can do this. Meetings. Here are your first 3 rules for how to show up. These are your golden rules for this week. Super simple. Number 1, enter calmly. Don't rush into the room all flustered. Take a breath. Center yourself. Your presence is felt before you ever say a word. 2. Listen first. Being a leader doesn't mean you have to talk first. In fact, the best leaders listen and understand the room first. And 3, when you do speak, make it count. Speak with purpose. Get straight to the point. So let's look at this visually. Do listen actively. Do maintain emotional control. Don't rush to fill the silence or fidget. But honestly, the most important one on this list is the last one. When someone challenges you, don't just react out of emotion. That's a defensive move that can break trust. Instead, take a pause and respond thoughtfully. A reaction is emotional. A response is leadership. That one little change will completely transform how people see you. All right, so what's your mission for this week? We're kicking things off with a simple but really powerful exercise. I like to call it the mirror moment. It's a chance to just take a good, honest look at where you are right now.
Your goal is to complete the Executive Presence self-assessment. Now, listen, this is not a test. There's no grade. Just think of it as a simple checkup. It's a tool for you to see what your strengths are and to maybe pick 1 or 2 areas where you want to grow. Seriously, there are absolutely no wrong answers here. This is just for you.
Let me just leave you with this thought. Everything you've done in the past 3 months proves you have the skills. The competence is there. We all know you can do the job. Now it's just time to work on the presence so that everyone else knows it too.
Because at the end of the day, leadership isn't a title someone gives you. It's something you earn with your actions every single day. So let's get to it. Go out there and make week 1 count.
Hello, leaders, and welcome to month 4 of the Executive Coaching and Mentoring Program. This month, we're pivoting to one of the most critical parts of your entire journey, executive leadership presence and strategic influence. Let's jump right in. And as always, this program is proudly delivered by Dr. Rauna Shipena in a powerful partnership with Kingdom Ambassadors University. It's a collaboration really designed to forge the next generation of truly exceptional executive leaders. You know, this quote right here, it just perfectly captures the essence of our focus. We're moving beyond just knowing the what of strategy and into the how of actually embodying it. It's about becoming that leader, the one everyone turns to when the stakes are at their highest. Think of it this way. If last month was about learning the rules of the sea, learning the charts, well, this month is about proving you can command the ship when the waves get high, making sure your entire crew trusts every single one of your decisions. So here's our roadmap for this quick explainer. We'll talk about the turning point in your leadership, the 4-week ascent you're about to start, the support you'll have, how you'll prove your new skills, and of course, the powerful outcome you can expect. All right, so let's start with the turning point. This is really where we shift gears from the theory of strategic thinking to mastering the visible, tangible behaviors of an executive who commands respect and inspires people to act. So what's our one singular goal for you this month? It's clear and it's powerful. By the end of this journey, you won't just feel ready for that next level, you will visibly embody it, influencing outcomes with real integrity and authority. Okay, next up is the 4-week ascent. We've structured this month as a series of strategic challenges, where each week builds on the last, forging your executive influence piece by powerful piece. So your journey is broken down into 4 distinct steps. First, you'll forge your presence. Then you'll build your currency of trust. After that, you'll learn to navigate conflict. And finally, you will command the room. Let's see how each week builds on the next. Week 1 is all about executive presence. But here's the thing. True presence isn't about being the loudest voice in the room. Not at all. It's about being the most credible, clear, and consistent one. Now, to get there, your first deliverable is a self-assessment. And I want you to think of this not as a test, but as the architectural blueprint for crafting your own unique and powerful leadership brand. This is your starting point for intentional growth. In week 2, we dive into trust. And the key here is to see trust not as some soft skill, but as your most valuable leadership currency. It's a strategic asset that lets you lead effectively, and it's built through unwavering ethical consistency. And your deliverable, the reflection paper, is basically your strategic plan. This is where you're going to architect exactly how you will build, maintain, and then deploy your leadership currency across your entire organization. You know what truly separates a good executive from a great one? A lot of the time, it's how they handle week 3's topic, conflict navigation. See, great leaders aren't judged by their ability to avoid conflict, but by how masterfully they resolve it. This is all about using emotional intelligence to be both firm and collaborative, especially when the pressure's on. And you're going to prove this critical skill with a scenario analysis. This is your chance to really demonstrate your leadership judgment in a high-stakes situation, showing you can turn a potential crisis into a constructive, forward-moving outcome. And finally, in week 4, we get to the ultimate test, boardroom engagement. And here's the key insight. Powerful communication always starts with absolute clarity of thought. Your words have to be the sharp, effective tools of a very clear strategy. This all leads to your capstone deliverable, the final executive presentation. This is your stage. This is where you demonstrate everything you've learned, marrying presence, trust, and communication into a compelling story that influences at the highest possible level.
Now, you're not making this climb alone. Of course not. Let's talk for a moment about the personalized support system that's in place to guide you, your coaching and mentorship focus for this absolutely critical month.
We've set up a dual support structure for you. Your one-on-one coaching, that's tactical. It's about honing your personal style, refining your confidence. Then you have your mentorship sessions, which are strategic. That's where we guide you through the complex dynamics of the boardroom, reputation management, and ethical politics. Think of it this way. Coaching sharpens the tool, while mentorship shows you exactly where to build. So how do you actually prove you've mastered the helm? This next part covers how your command will be demonstrated and assessed.
So how is that command truly demonstrated? Well, it's not just in what you know, right? It's in what you can produce when you're under pressure. And that brings us to your 4 capstones.
Your command is shown through these 4 capstones, and I want you to see these not as assignments, but as tangible proof points of your executive capabilities. Each one is a testament to your growth in presence, trust, judgment, and influence. And finally, let's look at our destination, the view from the top. This is the tangible, powerful outcome you will have achieved at the end of this month's journey. By the end of this month, the transformation is going to be clear. You will communicate with a whole new level of authority. You will influence with integrity. You'll navigate conflict with skill and poise. To put it simply, you will demonstrate undeniable executive readiness. So let's leave it with this final, crucial thought. Presence. It's not about the title on your door. It's about the behavior you exhibit every single day. It has to be earned. It's never just given. Let's get to work and begin month 4.